Well, I'm Emily Kramer, and this is my informative speech. And many people might tell you that what defines you is your career, but really it's how you get there and what you do with your career that defines you. So I'm going to go over some information about careers. I went through a lot of research, and it's kind of overwhelming how much is out there, but I've compiled a few basic points that might get you started in the right direction about what to think about when you're making decisions about your future. Because for those who are interested in careers, getting started earlier rather than later has greater benefits, both personal and professional. We're going to be talking about the difference between a career and a job, what exactly a career is, and then we're going to go over some points that you might want to be thinking about in terms of a career in your future. So the difference between a job and a career is easy to distinguish if you think about it like this. If you're a salesman, last year you're selling RVs, this year you're selling cars, next year you're selling boats, well, you're a salesman. That's your career. And no matter what type of job you have, your career is a pathway to a certain type of ability. Like your life, you go on a pathway throughout life. To your career, you're going on a pathway to that certain type of ability. Now, what kind of personal investment does this take on your part? Well, when I think of personal investment, I went back through history to find some words of wisdom from a man named Booker T. Washington. He lived in the 18th and 19th centuries. He was an author, an educator, and a dominant leader of the nation's African Americans. He said that nothing ever comes to one that is worth having except as a result of hard work. And that's his way of saying that anything worth having doesn't come easy. That's why one of the most valuable things you can do when it comes to your career is learn how to learn. And what am I talking about when I say learning how to learn? Well, now we're getting to what a career is. So let's think about your life. When you were young, you had to overcome the obstacle of learning how to tie your shoes. Now that you're older, you're overcoming obstacles about turning homework in on time or writing a paper. These are all instances where you learned how to learn. Just overcoming those obstacles is the process of learning how to learn. And whatever job you may have through the pathway of your career, you're always going to have to jump through hoops or overcome obstacles. Do you guys ever feel like your teachers are giving you hoops to jump through and obstacles they want you to overcome? Yeah? Go do this, do that. Well, that is good. You should listen to them because that means that they want you to succeed. Because by practicing jumping through those hoops, you're getting better at it, and then in turn, that's making it easier for you to do. Every time they tell you to do something, it gets easier for you to do through that process of learning how to learn. So we're going through a lot of new ideas already. So let's bring the focus down to two things I want you to at least think about throughout the rest of the day. Is your dreams. Your dreams are important to you, right? So how can a career work into your dream? And another thing you should focus on, which is a big point for me, is that by focusing on a career, you can contribute back to yourself, your family, and your community. Because there are so many people around you whose main goal in life is to help you succeed. There are programs to help you pay your way. There are programs to help you cope with the new things like training and studying, getting used to that. And there's programs that even help you find a job. So I went back to my hometown in Nome to find a professional that I really admire, and she gave me some great advice and some points that I want to share with you guys today. Her name is Loretta Bullard. She's the president of Queric Incorporated, which is a nonprofit tribal organization in our region. Her hometown is Nome. She graduated from Nome Belts, and after her whole career of going to different places, going through different jobs, meeting new people, she came all the way back to Nome, and she's been the president of Queric for 18 years. I'm going to give you 3 tips that she said would be great for you getting started today. Number 1 is taking an aptitude test. An aptitude test is when you assess your skills and interests through this test, and it matches you with the careers that are best for you. Number 2 is participating in work-study programs. Queric offers job opportunities for high school students and internship opportunities for college students if you want to take advantage of all the opportunities that are out there. Number 3, you should set an educational and an employment goal. You should set these goals to be obtainable because once you start getting through the easy ones, the harder it gets, the easier it's actually going to be for you. Even though the goals seem to be getting bigger, when you start at the bottom, as you go through, it gets easier. So like I said, this is a really big topic, and I hope the information hasn't been too overwhelming, but I wanted to at least get through to you guys some main points you should start thinking about when it comes to making decisions about your future. Now you have the basic building blocks that are going to help you. We've talked about the difference between a job and a career. We've gotten down to what a career really is, and I've given you some points you should think about when you're making decisions about your future. Now, I'd like to leave you with some few more words of wisdom from Booker T. Washington. And he said that success is to be measured not so much by the position that one has reached in life as by the obstacles which he has overcome while trying to succeed. And we're all here to help you succeed, so I hope I've given you some good points to think about when you're thinking about making decisions about your future. And I went to, through all my research, I went through a website called healthcareersinalaska.info, and I compiled a list of a bunch of different financial aid and different opportunities and possibilities that are out there when, work, study, and all that stuff that I mentioned. And thanks for your time, and we'll pass that out, and yeah, thanks for being such a good audience.
Thank you.